The girl just accidentally stabbed a kitten to death with a stinger, only to be slapped hard by her mother the next second. Little did they know that this also completely angered the girl, and then she threw her mother to the ground in an instant. Fortunately, the girl did not kill her mother. She just took the key from her neck. However, just as she was opening the door of the warehouse to run to freedom, her mother suddenly knocked her unconscious from behind shortly afterwards. When the girl woke up again, she found that she had been torn and tied to the chopping board by her mother. Then, despite her pleas, her mother cut off all the clothes on her body and then injected her with an unknown injection. The medicine finally cut off the shoulder armor on the girl's tail with a knife. Unexpectedly, at this moment, the father who heard the news suddenly came over. Looking at such a cruel wife, Dashan untied the girl's rope distressedly. Unexpectedly, at this moment, the girl suddenly jumped at him, frightened the mountain, and quickly pushed him away and told him that it was a mistake to do so. However, after seeing Xiao Mei's pitiful appearance, Dashan suddenly had an evil idea in his heart. Looking at the extremely fierce scene in front of her, her wife couldn't believe her eyes. She ran out of the warehouse sadly, and Dashan, who reacted, hurriedly chased after her. After the two of them calmed down completely, they finally realized that Xiao Mei is a scourge. Just when the two decided to send Xiao Mei to the northwest, they unexpectedly passed by the attraction of the mountains. At this time, Xiao Mei had evolved into a bear heart, and the original Xiao Mei directly became Sang Biao. And all this, what's going on? It turns out that Dashan and Sister Jing are a couple of scientists. In order to create a more advanced biological civilization, they decided to develop animal genes. However, what is shocking is that the embryos that have not yet been formed by the stars have reached night. The hatching was completed, and even the breeding cabin was cracked. Sister Jing reached out and tried to untie the fetal garment, but her palms were firmly absorbed. Dashan urgently drained water and everything accumulated, and then used a scalpel to cut open the fetal clothes to solve the problem. The creature that appeared had taken on the form of a frog and appeared extremely active in the air. Seeing this, Dashan hurriedly used a nanometer. Covering it with a box, facing this unknown new species, the two suddenly felt unprecedented fear. Because they had no idea what this new species would look like in the future. So the two decided to dispose of it secretly. But when they put on their protective clothing and came to the laboratory again, they found that the monster had evolved lower limbs. And moving as fast as the wind, Sister Jing tried to show goodwill to them and create trust. The monster also cautiously touched Sister Jing with her beard. In order to carry out the next step of research, they released an anesthetic in the laboratory. Then they took advantage of the monster's coma to extract blood samples, and then they passed the microscope. It was discovered that the creature's cells were dividing crazily faster than the speed of light, and their growth rate per minute was equivalent to half a month for humans. In excitement,